Morning class, Coach Day. Today's video we're going to go over we're just going to do some more practice solving quadratic functions using the calculator. Now, the first thing you need to do when you use your calculator is second plus 712. This is going to reset the RAM. It's going to make sure if you change any of the settings, it's all back to normal. Now, example 1 says identify the following for the function y is equal to x squared minus x minus 6. Well, we need to find the x-intercepts, the solutions, the factors, the vertex, and axis of symmetry. We have a quadratic. It does appear that it's in standard form, so start with your calculator. Sorry, I've got the computer one here. Let's use this one. So we go to y equals, we're going to type in x squared minus, let's change that to a minus, x, and then minus 6. And then we're going to go down to our line number 2 and type it in as y equals 0. You have to have your line 2 as y equals 0 so you can find their intersection. So we hit graph. That's what our graph looks like. And for us to find the x-intercepts, we're just going to see where they intersect on the graph here and on the graph there. So go second, trace, go to number 5, intersect, and we're going to move our dot over here on the left. So left arrow, get it over on the left side. It doesn't have to be exactly right, it just needs to be really close. Push enter once, twice, 3 times, and it says the first intersection is at -2, 0. Sorry, x-intercepts at -2, 0. For the other x-intercept, your second, trace, go back to intersect. Now we're going to move it to the right side. And once you're there, enter, enter, enter. And it says the right side intersects at 3, 0. We remember from our term rocks that roots, zeros, x-intercepts, and solutions are all the same. So if my x-intercept is at x equals -2, then my solution is at x equals equal to -2. At 3, then x equals 3. Now for your factors, just remember, x lies. So if this says x is equal to -2, then your factor is going to be x plus 2. If this says x equals +3, your factor is going to be x minus 3. So just take what was in your solution, put the opposite sign, and then write it as a factor. For your vertex, you're going to have to remember about mins and max. Remember, if it opens up like this, at the bottom is going to be a minimum. If it opens upside down, it's going to be a maximum. So to find the vertex, we're going to find the minimum. So go back to your second calc, or your second trace, which brings us to the calculate menu. Now we're going to go down to number 3, minimum. Now, the first question is left bound. We have to make sure we're on the left side of our vertex. So I'm going to go to my vertex and go a little bit further just to make sure I'm on the left side. Then I'll push enter. It switches to right bound now. So we're going to arrow over to the right, keep going, make sure we're definitely to the right of our vertex. Push enter. When it says guess, push enter one more time. Gives us a vertex. And we're going to estimate it to the nearest tenth. So instead of 0.5550007, we're going to just write it as 0.5. Estimate it to that first decimal place. And -6.25, estimate that one to the tenth as well. So -6.3. Our axis of symmetry. It always is a vertical line, so it will start out with x equals, and it's going to go through your vertex. So it's just going to be x equals 0.5. It's all axis symmetry always goes with the x value for the vertex. All right, and if we need points, all we have to do is we already have it graphed. So go to second graph, that pulls up your table, and let's fill in the values where x is -3 and -2. So we got to scroll up a little bit. At x -3, we have the y value as 6. At x is -2, we have the y value at 0. Now, when we graph it, I want you to graph the vertex. So 0.5, go out about half, and then down 6.3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and about 0.3, about right here. Boom. To get our other points, we're going to look above and below the vertex. Well, this one didn't have a perfect vertex, so let's just use these points right here. So at the x value being -3, they had the point 6. So -3, 1, 2, 3, up 6. At x is -2, they had it at 0, so -2, 0. So it's going to look like this. And you see how your graph is opening up? So this other side, you can just kind of estimate it. It's going to kind of go like that. I'm going to stop the video here. We'll do example 2 on the next video.